Welcome, this is Robert Needing, and this will be your first video in the short series of Power School training for Avon local schools. In this series of videos, we will look at all of the different features of Power School, but we will not go to them at a depth level, but more a cursory level to simply introduce, get the teacher started, and from there show you how you can introduce yourself to more features and more value within, depending on what you are as a Power Teacher user. So let's get started. First place to note is the actual physical address that we locate Power School at. If you're outside of campus and you want to access it, if you don't have the shortcut feature, then make sure you're using the secure site of psav.ohconnect.org/teachers and /home.html. From the main site, there's two basic distinct parts for Power Teacher Pro. One is what we refer to as the sticky page. This page here, which shows the attendance and a few features. And then there's the physical gradebook. This is not the physical gradebook. From here, you can do several things. One, you can launch your entire Power Teacher Pro gradebook from the top left corner. You can also drill to an individual course by clicking on the hyperlink below that individual course. You can take attendance when school is actually in session. When school is in session, you can click the Take Attendance icon listed at the right. Once attendance has been taken, you'll have a green dot to indicate that you have completed successfully the attendance for that period. Until the green dot is lit up, you have not taken attendance for that particular period. You can function your seating charts, move your students around, lunch counts in buildings that are permitted, and there's also a plethora of student information under the student information. A few reports are available here, but the majority are available inside of Power Teacher Pro itself. At any time, you can come in and you can look at all the different values that are available to you here. If you want to take the depth or broaden any of these particular areas that I'm looking at for you, you would click on the help icon in the top right of any given page in Power Teacher Pro, and in there you would be given a menu. And within that menu, disregard the 404 there, you can get to all of the different pieces, hyperlink to each situation. So anything that we look at has a much broader area to it if you want to go into. You can see right here, seating charts. And if I wanted to further my knowledge on seating charts, I could work with any one of these. I'm going to enter Power Teacher Pro quickly. And this is still about navigation. So the only remaining thing I'm going to show you on the navigation area is how to get back into Power Teacher. We are no longer on the sticky page, and you can notice the sticky page has left my tab area. My directive or my area of movement is now in Power Teachers on the left-hand side for navigation. I can rifle between classes, and I can see different classes that I might have. And right now, in these particular classes, I have no observations started, so I'm not going to see much of anything. I can asset label gradebooks, so I can put in my associated gradebook, and I can check in or check out a gradebook, or not gradebook, excuse me, a textbook. I can go to grading, and then a sub-menu appears in grading. We'll explore all these when we look at the grading in another video. I can see physical students. I can click on those students, and I can see individual information about those students. Progress, I have no progress at this particular time because I have no grades beginning of the term. I do have some reports that we will deal with. And I have some settings. Settings will probably be one of our major parts that we go over here at the very beginning in video number 2. If I want to go back to the sticky page, and that's an easy move. If I want to go within other classes, that's also. If I want to change my classes in the center column, in the click down, I can change between any of the given classes I am in. Also note that I currently am in quarter number 1. Quarter number 1 shows me that I can do a drop down. And in quarter number 1, I could actually change my semester, or I could flip to an entire year. So if I'm a semester teacher and I only want to see my semester 1 classes, I would choose semester 1. If I were a full year teacher, and I wanted to see all of the year, I would see 22, 23 for the entire year. If I wanted to drill just to the level of a quarter, I could drill into that quarter. This would all count for our trimesters. You can also see that you can go back in time. I've obviously been doing this a little too long. If I open any one of these, I can now drill back into any one of those and I could go see the data which exists that I entered into PowerTeacher Pro for any of my students. I could also copy classes from any of those into my current gradebook. And again, I just simply go back to where I'm at my highest level and I'm inside my courses. You can also see there's a new groups tab sitting right here. And inside these groups tab, we're going to talk about how we can institute groups and make some changes to do some new features that are available inside of PowerTeacher Pro in a later video. Back to my 22-23, back to my highest level, go to my year, go back to my classes, and I'm going to select first period. So I've navigated just simply into first period. If I want to change the quarter I'm in without going into this dropdown, well, it's just simply up here in the top right. And I'll also bring your attention to these dates, which you see under the navigation here for the quarters and for the examination that I see. These are the dates that the assignments I'm posting have to fall within. So for instance, if I want an assignment to fall in quarter one, it has to fall between 8/25 and 10/30. Anything not in there will fall outside of and will go into, by default, quarter two. I want to make sure that you're not on Y1. If you're on Y1, when you're looking at your grading system and you're calling me and going, Robert, everybody has a 93% who has an A. It's really strangest thing I've ever seen. That's because it says Y1 over here. Y1 grades, percentages don't count. When we're in Q1, which is where you want to be, now you will see physical to the 100th of a point decimal for all of your students involved. If I want to get back to the sticky page and return to the main, always can just simply hit PowerTeacher Pro in the top left-hand corner, and I'll be taken back to the original page. This will conclude video number 1. And in video number 2, come back and we'll talk about class descriptions.